Hello. I always feel like it's cockeyed. There. I don't know why that feels so wonky. Hello, sexy souls. Alrighty. It's overcast today, so there's not a lot of going on. A lot of light going on. I don't know what I was saying. I was talking some stuff. Oh, please tell me this chat's not going to act a fucking donkey today. Looks like it'll be fine. Okay. Give me just a second. Sometimes when I put that it's going to be, watch this. Hey, woman. I was going to say, sometimes when I put that it's going to be like 18 and over, YouTube doesn't do a great job of letting people know. So it's annoying because I put on like 10 minutes before I'm going to come on. So why YouTube can't do it? But like, they'll wait for me to be on for a few minutes before they let anybody know anything. I'm like, okay. All right. All right. So I kept it like fairly just, like a couple of things kept coming through. Like I'm like, oh, I want to get excited about this. But I kept feeling very just like neutral. And I'm like, that's probably somebody's energy, probably somebody that's like, I want to be excited about this, but I'm just gonna have to wait and see. And then there was this energy of like feeling like the next 24 hours to 48 hours type thing. Like, let's talk about what message do you have for me today? Kind of like when I do my live readings, personal one-on-ones, and people are like, just whatever spirit has to say to me. That's the way it felt. But it kind of felt like, what about today? So there's something about specific about today. Yeah, see, that's like I was trying to do that. Like I was trying to tap into it, but it's almost like somebody's subduing it. Somebody's trying to stop that. Is what it felt like. And I was like, but it's not like a low energy either. So it's like, I don't know, there's a resistance there to, oh, I don't want to feel too good about this, is what it is. So why? I wonder. See, that's a little sus. Anywho. Well, I'm feeling you, girlfriend. This is what I think, because I started out, I'm going to start I have it as 18 and over right now, because it kind of felt very open-ended. Like I wasn't sure where this was going to go today. It was more like, oh, give me it. And I was like, oh, this could go anywhere. So I put 18 and over. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to remove that. I'm going to edit that and take it off. And then if we get to a part where it's going to go, where I need to do that, then I'll do that. There we go. We'll see. We'll see if that does anything. Well, like if you don't click on the notification when it first comes up, and you have to take a minute, and then you go into YouTube and look for it, sometimes it's not there like it is with the notification. So I don't know. But alrighty. So let's see here. Let's see what's gonna come through. Okay. I know we're gonna go over there, but they pulled me over here. Madame Andora's fortune telling cards. But I do feel like the overall theme is trying to what do you got for me today, Spirit? This is the way it is. It's like an open-ended, allowing Spirit to say what they want, but it's almost like there's an emphasis on today, right? The word today. So that's what it's feeling like, a 24-hour type of thing, 24, 40 hour, okay, what's your message for me today? Don't what's pertinent to me today? What do you want to tell me? That kind of thing. I don't know how to explain it. Other than that, I guess I'm explaining it just well, but okay. I'm getting several scenarios with this, guys. So this may be one of those where it's like I've got to, they're gonna bring in through. Okay. Okay, so the first two that came out, let me just kind of give you what first came out. All right. First, it was a temptation may lead you astray, but they were focusing on the siren type of thing, almost like something's either calling to you or something is being attracted to you. Right. So it's not so much of the leading astray type of situation. It's more of like you're kind of calling things in, like you're going to be attracting attention in various forms is what it feels like. So there's just something luring about something or about you. And so there may be because I don't feel like anything's gonna, I don't feel like it's more of like something is very tempting, something is calling to you, something is drawing you, or you're drawing something to you, that kind of situation. I don't get the leading astray. Like I don't feel like somebody's going to go be easily fooled by something, if that makes sense. So because that doesn't but your level of attraction, or this is like the privileged lady in the Kipper deck, where it's like things just come easily, and it's like you have this phase of luck where just shit is working out in your favor, like shit just happens. And it's like, with the privileged lady, she's just, there's no resistance. She's looking good, things are just happening for her. It's like that fucking lucky bitch, like that's what it feels like. So you're probably in this type of energy. I feel like I'm going to take it from the stance that I'm reading from the perspective that you are in this energy, okay? And then it was like your abilities will be enhanced. That there's something along with either, I think like the easy go-to would be like, oh, your manifestation abilities, right? Because if things are coming easy to you and like they're being attracted to you and you're kind of calling things in, like I get the idea that a lot of tempting things, there's something very tempting about you. And so it's like, that the go-to would be, oh my gosh, well, obviously, that means manifestation, right? And I feel like it goes beyond that when they're talking about your abilities will be enhanced. It's almost like, by being able to put in the resources and the connections and the things that you're going to need, that you desire, that somehow your ability to execute, your ability to exercise, your ability to, it's almost like freedom. I think this goes beyond like etheric spiritual type of abilities, even though I think that is almost goes hand in hand. Like when you are in the energy of not having to force things, you're just wielding the energies. You're in tune with it. It's like the Queen of Wands type of archetype right there, where you are just one with all of the energies, and so you play in it, right? You play in your desires. You wield those. You're not in the energy of longing, so you're not chasing for something. It's just, and because of that, like there's this portal of energy around you is what I want to say, right? Where like, and it feels very portally, because that's a word for me, where it's almost like things just kind of seemingly come to you, right? And so it's almost as if like, so I wanted to clarify, and things came out. This energy of like things being drawn to you is going to, when we say things, we're talking both love and prosperity. This is across the spectrum. Like being in this energy um, of allowance, of no resistance, but yet being able to wield it, right? You're not forcing anything. You're using the energies at play, but to your advantage. Oh, yes. So in a sense, that's your ability to do things. Your ability to execute something is enhanced, but also that's an enhancement of your spiritual, your psychic, your etheric type of abilities, right? So that's what it's coming across as. And then out comes this. But beware, because if you start having things come to you seemingly easy and somebody else is still having a difficult time, or someone else is used to doing better than you, okay? Like, I'm getting the instance, like I have had family members who were so like, I've had family members, several of them, who always want to talk like I've always been like chubby, fat, uh, overweight, that kind of thing. And like I am looking at them going, literally, the times where I was like that was one, when I was a little kid. And two, after I had children. And it took some time to get back to normal. The only other time outside of that was, well, technically it was after I had my youngest son. And it's like their hyperfixation on always remembering me a particular way when I have like ungodly amounts of pictures. Like I, to the point where like I remember my first husband made comments to his family members about how I got fat. She's gotten so big. I had just given birth to a 9-pound, 6-ounce baby who they had to take early, because had I gone to full term, he would have been an 11-pound baby. Now I am a measly, barely 5'2". Can I just tell you this? Where did you think that baby was going to go? I had nowhere to put it. It was going to go out. Like, people thought I was having twins because he was the size of fucking twins. Can I just say, people who have twins, 5 pounds, 5 pounds. This motherfucker was that. He was both of them. He was huge. He had a big noggin. I'm just going to tell you, I couldn't push him out. He was so huge. And so it's just funny that a lot of people just always, and they always got to remind you, like And I'm like, I have a million pictures of me at varying ages where I was thin. I was what society would consider thin. Like I was petite. I wasn't, and I'm like, it's amazing how people will remember you a certain way, and because it gave them a sense of feeling superior to you for whatever reason in your own family. And I'm over here like, do I make comments about your body? Like, why is the topic of my weight? And when I tell you it's been multiple people in my fucking family and they are females, I'm like, and my dad used to tell me I was fat when I was a little kid. He's part of the reason why I have body issues, but like straight up to my face. And I actually was not. I have, but the standard back when I was younger was even more unattainable than it is today. So can you imagine, like, people when I'm talking about people who do that kind of stuff, it's like I don't go out of my way to be like, oh my God, you gained weight. Like, who fucking cares? Why is it? Get my body out your mouth. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck are you to be saying shit? Why is it an issue to you? Sorry, my boobs are sitting funny. Whatever. So, and it's just like a reminder. Like, even after I've lost weight, I've had people go, oh, I remember when I used to be smaller than you. And it's like, why are you even having to bring that up? Like, does that make you feel better to remember at some point you were the more pretty, or you were the more, like, what the fuck? Or do you feel so bad about what you look like right now, you're going to try and remind me and everybody else how at one point you felt like you were, like, that says a lot about the motherfucking person, right? Talk about jealousy. Like, what? Who does that shit? People in my family. That's who. People in my family. And so it's almost as if, like, when shit goes good, right? Like, especially when I was in, like, that says a lot. Like, if I am doing well and you've got to constantly mention and bring it up, how I wasn't always doing well by standards that don't even fucking matter. Like, it's not even like what I did hurt the person. You can bring shit up. I get it. I understand if I fucked you over, but me existing in my own fucking body in the way that I so choose at that particular time had not a goddamn thing to do with you. Why do you feel like you get to say in something? And the fact that they use that as leverage to make themselves feel better is fucked up. Because I can't imagine any other reason you would sit there and say something. Jealousy leads to downfall. There's going to be something where things start doing well for you, and this could be the person that's been spewing negativity at you. We've been talking about somebody's going, your tower moment is going to be somebody else's tower moment, but in two different ways. But somebody cannot stand when things start to pan out for you, and that resistance is missing, and it's almost as if a siren, like, things are just coming to you, they're attracted to you, like the energy is just different. But your approach to it, how you're handling it, the way in which you're doing it, you're wielding the energies, you're at one with everything, you're one with yourself, you are in a flow state of allowance, and because of that, it's like, because you get the resources and the things that you need, you make moves. Like you're no longer stuck. And somebody cannot motherfucking stand that. Because it isn't just like doing well in one area. Because here's the thing, if you were to start doing good in one area, they may still be like, oh, well, that's just one little thing. But at least I'm still like this. Like, even in their own head, like, you'll notice if you do good in one area, they'll have to bring up the other area, right? Or even if they don't mention you, when they're around you talking to you, well, I'm doing so well at this. It's like, at least I'm doing better than you in something. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Somebody's not going to like it. I'm just saying. they are not going to like it. And the reason it leads to a downfall is because that shit's going to come out and you're going to cut them off. Like, you're like, oh, fuck no. Like, you realize the extent of someone's love or friendship is what it feels like to me. And it's like, you know what? I deserve better. I deserve better. You get no more access. Cut off. That's where it is the downfall. And it almost seems like they show their ass is what I want to say. They show their ass where other people can see. They show their ass. So somebody's going to get cut off because of how they respond to things finally going well in your life. They might be saying shit behind your fucking back and you find out about it. They may say something to your face. They may like I feel like, what the fuck? And there's a bit of like, it's no surprise, but it is a surprise. Almost like I feel like you thought, or I could have sworn we were beyond this. Like maybe this person was a certain way a long time ago or has been in your past, and you know, and they've been behaving well to your face because you weren't doing so good. But the minute you do better than them in their perception, like it's a competition, then things change. The dynamic changes. So it's like, it's not a surprise, but then again, it is. You're like, are you shitting me? No, I'm not doing it. And over here, they want you to know on this side, and this may only add to the fuel, but this is probably like the last straw, like the last effort of making sure like the circle around you is cleansed. Like this is like people who you may not have, in fact, you may not be super close to them anymore like you once were, but you know, they're still kind of like, you know, there's this amicable, whatever, you know, kind of thing. And yeah, it's like, nope, that's gone. Almost, and I do want to say, I had heard somebody say something about sometimes, you know, when something goes south, that acts like a catalyst for you. But there's something about this that is like, I feel like you doubled down in your, oh, I was not going to say that. They gave me the word worthiness. It's almost like you're like, there's not an ounce of you that's willing to compromise your worth. It doesn't feel like it's difficult for you to be like, no. Whereas before you may have him and hawed or try to keep the peace about something or just let it slide. You're not here fighting on something, but you sure as hell you're not gonna deal with something either. And you don't feel guilty about it. I'll tell you that much. You don't feel guilty because over here we've got a long journey brings rewards. It's like, damn, it took me a lot to get to this place. And if just because I do well, you got some fucking issue and you can see it. Like some of them are going to be bold enough to say some shit to you, right? And some of them you can just tell in the way that they are fucking behaving. And you're like, oh, hell to no. I'm not doing this shit. No. A long journey is going to bring rewards because you finally have the ability to do something. Your ability to make shit happen, to make moves, to actually follow through on actions towards your goals is like, whereas there might have been blocks before. They cannot stand it. Like you are just, and then it's like, oh, I didn't even realize. I didn't even need this card, Spirit. Like I don't know what I thought this was, but I had it over here with this shit. They're like, beware who you trust. Jealousy. It's gonna come from a place where you feel like you shouldn't have to endure that from, but oh well. You do. But I feel like it's gonna come out. It's almost like one of those things where like, even if they're not so bold with it, where they're like up in your face about it, you're gonna be like, gotcha. Like, I get it. Can't trust you. Okay. Because you can't. I have a friend and I that we talk about this, where it's like, like the idea that people can't clap for you and they can't seem to really be in your corner and be happy for you when something good happens to you. It's like, can't we just be happy for each other? Can't we just support one another? And there's just something about someone not being able to do that. It could be in the form of every time you want to be happy about something and you're excited and you want to share something, even if you're just like, oh, someone says, hey, how's things going? Oh, good. Like, you're not overly throwing something in somebody's face. You're not, but you tell them something good. They got to come back with, oh, well, and they're like this passive aggressive negativity, where it's like a backhanded compliment. Like, oh, that sounds great, but you're going to have to, like they just want to undermine shit. And you're going to go, okay. And so this doesn't have to be like a big blow up. You're just going to fucking know. And the thing is, you're going to, as soon as you know, you cut that shit off, because here's the thing. Jealousy leads to downfall. If you continue to allow that in your environment or around you or in your inner circle, you can't trust them. They will do some shit. Even if they're not doing it right now, they're going to do some shit. They're a saboteur, is what I heard. So, get them out now. Okay. Damn. And it feels, I swear, you're just like, I just want to shake my head at it. Like, are you fucking, like, it's not going to get to you the way it used to. The idea of people not liking you and then what's wrong and why can't, it's like, I'm not in victimhood anymore, bitch. I don't give a shit. Go on. Like, shit's finally happening good for me. You think I'm going to let whatever this is pull me out of that? I'm not concerned. And that could be potentially the temptation lead you astray. It's like, you may be tempted to give something, which I don't feel it, though. I don't feel it. Maybe in the past, you would allow that to be a distraction. No. Not the fuck at all. Not at all. Let's go to Starman Tarot. I have little feathers, guys. Like, I have all kinds of things that line and my nose is itching, protect my cards. So, hey, Blueberry! It's been a hot minute, Heifer. I missed some people's stuff. Like, this is a good stopping point for me to be able to read some people's shit. So give me just a second. Okay. Maybe a bit. I normally see it listed. Oh, okay. Sorry. How are you feeling? Oh, Manishka, you're awesome. Letting people know. David's like, I need more coffee. They project their insecurities to make them feel better. I know some people like that in my life. Fire Spawn. Oh, hey, Fire Spawn. This is just a general read, just letting you know. And also, when I start to channel, I can't pay attention to chat, so I do apologize. That's why my moderators tend to chime in and answer questions and stuff like that. Okay, I'm caught up now. Alrighty. The beginning of this, guys, was good. Very, very good. Like, oh, we got some tea. So make sure those who didn't catch the beginning of it, go back and get it. Okay. Yeah, you're definitely going to have somebody watching you. And you're gonna get some news. Some really like it's like good news that you want to share. Not in a like you're just gonna know that you can't share it with everybody. Just wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. Wow. I love the way these cards are falling out, guys. First off, just before these three came out, they wanted me to pull this away from, like, there's something about, this is the Page of Swords. Somebody's watching, seeing things, but also there's a message coming in for you. There's some kind of news information, right? And so they wanted me to separate it because this is what this is. And I'm like, oh, and so I'm sitting here, and that's why I'm looking. I realized I need to put these three cards together because I had like them separated 2 and 2, and it was like, no. And it's funny because they gave me 3, and I was like, oh, I bet these are clarifies, and they fucking are. And I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. Like, I'm just liking the way it's happening today, okay? Because I feel really good. So that's that. All right. So here's the thing. Princess of Swords, which is the Page of Swords. Take a look at that. I don't know why. I don't know who I'm talking to. I don't know what spirit came through and said this, but they said information highway. I'm like, what the fuck? Because it's like this whole city. Like, look at that city. What the fuck? Some of the weird information highway could be the internet. Email. I know that feels old and antiquated for some of you younger folks, but okay. So here's the thing. The first 3 cards that came out to describe this information, this news, this good news, and I say it's good news because of the cards, all were major arcana. Just letting you know. Just out the fucking gate. Okay, we have the Sun card. Like the one thing that says all this shit, this is how I know it's good news. This is why I wanted to put it over with the news. But then that's when the other, and I was like, they're like, no, this goes, I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, all 3 of these describe that. I get it. But like, can you fucking like, yes? First off, it's the yes card. Second off, it's like everything fucking makes sense. It's highlighting shit and there's clarity, and it's like, and it's not just like a gloomy day where you can finally see stuff, but it's like this elevates someone's mood, their energy levels, like you get invigorated by it, right? So this is a Sun card. Makes every motherfucking thing positive about this whole entire thing, right? So there's no like, ooh, about anything. Even the jealous fuckers that will say shit. You'll see. You'll be able to see. I feel like you're like, really? But it's no real surprise. It's no real surprise. Then we have the motherfucking Empress, which is like, you got some good shit, a lot of good shit coming in. Like, this is the giving birth process, right? You've been waiting for that. This is like, you're in the stage where you're beyond the 40 weeks. Kelsey can relate. She's like, I'm not close to that, but I wish. Oh my God. You know, when you're pregnant, some of you don't know, but I'm teaching you right now. You hit closer to that end, and you're like, this shit better get out of me right now. You are beyond over it. And then a motherfucker has the audacity to stay in beyond their due date. I'm sorry, what? That's the kind of energy. Like, I'm going to squat right now and push. I don't give a shit. Like, that's the kind of energy that's the readiness of something to give birth. Like, it's giving birth, but it's a lot. And just like, oh my God, just like the message I get, like, see, there's a reason I talk about stupid shit from my life. Just like how they had to take my son early because they were like, oh my God, he's going to be 11 plus pounds. He came, like, he was born 2 weeks before his due date. They had to schedule it. This motherfucker could have been almost 12 pounds. Okay? So it's giving birth to a lot. Like, the longer you go, the bigger it gets. That's where that analogy comes from, right? And it's like, it's got It's got the momentum and force and follow through like no other. We got the Chariot card. Like this shit's happening. When I tell you this shit's happening, it's happening. Because as a reminder, the Chariot is the fucking Rhino spirit type of energy. So if you have an animal oracle deck, if the Rhino comes out, you best be believing it's a Chariot fucking energy. Not only is it success and victory, okay, because everything's in alignment, right? With the Chariot, both the Sphinxes or the horses or whatever, they're both on the same trajectory, bitch. They is a going. Everything's in alignment. That's the only way that things go forward, right? So there's success. There's like a champion type of energy. And if you've got the Abundance Empress card just before that, so to clarify these, let's just see, like, am I accurately reading this? I feel like I am. I feel like they're like, fuck yes. You got the Sun and Justice. It's about motherfucking time is all I'm going to say. It's about fucking time. It's about time. Like the news that's coming in, the message, this thing changes everything is what they just said. I was about to say something different. They are taking over today. Taking over my mouth. And it's funny, much like the Chariot where we talk about things being in alignment, like your head and your heart, you know, your human, your soul, your higher self, that kind of thing. Take a look at the Justice card here. Obviously, we're talking about the story of where you weigh your, you know, heart against a feather type of thing. That's what it reminds me of. But this one particularly has, like, for the scales, your heart and your mind coming into one, coming into balance. Shit comes in for you. Like, you just can't get this. Like, yes, your karmic rewards, your just rewards, your just desserts is fucking happening. Okay. Empress, I don't know, how could we potentially ever elaborate or reiterate exactly what they're saying with the Empress card? Oh, I don't know, maybe the fucking Seven of Pentacles. The whole I planted seeds and I'm having to wait and there's nothing I can do about it until they start to break ground. I don't even know what's going to come through. Shit. You know what I mean? And then finally, something comes through. Something finally breaks ground. And it ain't just anything. It's a motherfucking rose. Look at that shit. A rose. Where you felt like nothing was going to happen. Just as a reminder, the area that you felt like nothing was going to happen because it was a Sahara desert. Like, we all know we get to due date. And then you go beyond, you're like, this shit's never going to happen. I'm never going to have this baby. Are you going to be in there forever? Like, that's what it feels like. And it finally breaks ground. Something comes to fruition. That abundance comes through. And then what could just tell me, what fucking could possibly, I don't know, reiterate the Chariot card? What could make the Chariot card any better than the Chariot card? I don't know, maybe how about the fucking Eight of Wands? When I tell you they chose cards to describe the cards that literally mean the exact motherfucking same thing. The forward movement, the speed, the momentum, this shit's happening fast. Like, and here's the thing. Can I just say that normally when your plants break ground, Seven of Pentacles, waiting for the garden, you don't know what's coming through, you're waiting, thinking you had failed, like, shit, I did something wrong. And then something breaks ground. Rare, if ever, does it break ground bearing fruit. Right? Like, immediately. You want to tell me why in this one, as soon as this bitch breaks ground, it's got a fucking flower already on it? You usually got to wait for this thing to get to be as big as a damn bush or taller or older. Like, as soon as it breaks ground. Are you kidding me? Like, the immediacy of this. Same as like when you're pregnant and you're about to have a baby. and you waited and you went beyond your due date and you're like, are you shitting me? You know, because when in any other pregnancy or when they're born, you know, they might be tiny. You gotta wait for shit to get big. This bitch is already holding their head up when they come out because they the size of a fucking football player. Like, you done skipped. You know what I mean? You got all these 1 to 3 month clothes. They are in 6 month clothes, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, you just skipped a whole ass, like, just went there, just boom, like that, as soon as it came out. That's what they're trying to say. This is, I'm not having to wait. You know, now that something breaks ground, I got to wait for it to bloom, right? Or now that I finally given birth to this thing, I got to wait for it to bloom, you know, kind of like the Three of Wands, waiting for your ships to come in. No, it's immediate. The speed at which you're like, okay, hold on. The speed of it. Okay. Oof. The speed, like the victory of how things come in. That's why this person is jealous. Because it is like a pivot change for you. It's a legit pivot change where you were either on their level or doing worse. You like just overnight, and it's like the energy of like, why do they get to have da 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 da? Okay. Anything else in regards to that? I just heard it's a no-brainer. We literally have the Queen of Swords, which is about objective decision making, and the Two of Swords, which is about making a choice, a decision. And they're like, but with the Queen of Swords, when she's in an upright position, it's a no-brainer. She sees it all. She gets it. She understands. But there is like an objective decision, or like it's a no-brainer. We're gonna leave it at that. It's like before it even shows up, you already know the answer. You're like, I already know what I'm gonna do. It's a yes. Like, it's a no-brainer. Okay. Let's get some details then. They want to do divine doors, and I'm like, why? We get it already. Like, I can't imagine, because usually I start with divine doors, and it's like, we don't need a pep talk, because this is kind of like pep talky a little bit, right? And as soon as I say something like that, I'll get a different message off of it. So we'll just do it. But we're gonna go. But I laid this up, guys. I don't pay attention. Y'all know me. I'll be over here like just doing whatever. On the bottom of the deck is the coffin. Some kind of ending. Okay. Like, can I just tell you how little I give a shit what this person thinks? Just gonna throw that out there. I could not care less, literally. Hummingbird song. We've heard this one before, right? Hummingbird song. It literally says, nectar of sweetness, which we talked about the other day, and joy it brings. Like, the sweet success of this brings such immense joy. The hummingbird's healing as medicine it sings. Like, you're like the hummingbird's song is the medicine that it needs. Like the joy of this is the thing that heals the last little bit of you, that almost seals closed that wound. You know that wound where it's like it may on the outside look like it's completely healed, and even on the inside, but it's still tender. It's still got a little scar tissue there. It's still got a little bit of something. This is the salve that makes it supple and beautiful and pain-free again. So it's almost like this, like the sweetness of what's about to occur. It's that I have a migraine, I take medication, and most of it goes away, but I still feel the remnants of it. You will no longer feel the remnants of your past. Because sometimes right now when you try to imagine things, the remnants, just the ache, the echo of it still exists. So you can't completely, you're like, I can still feel it a little bit. I still know what that feels like. And it's literally like the joy of what happens is going to be so good. Like that is going to feel like a distant past. Like you're not going to feel the remnants of it anymore. Right? It's, to me, it would be like going and like having the remnants of like a old headache, but being able to go for a massage and it's like suddenly it's gone. Or going for a decadent dessert and you're like, like this is what I needed to really get me over that hump, kind of thing. So there's a sense of like the joy of this will quiet any of those old echoes you still hear. I have to write this down. What time is it? When I say something that I want to come back to, so write it down. I don't remember shit. Okay, and then it literally says, morning memory. Its healing gift runs a destined course. The morning dawn is our inspired source. Like the echo of hearing everything, when you get through and you finally, and it's the birth analogy again, right? So let's imagine the 40 weeks of pregnancy is your is the healing process. And you really got done with it at 38 weeks, but just for good measure, you might stick around, right? For another 2 weeks kind of thing. And so we're going to make sure the baby's really developed and everything else like that. And then you hit the moment where it should be here, but you still don't quite see it. And you can't help but feel the echo of that memory. Like you just got done. Like, it's not logical to be like, is it ever going to happen? Is the baby going to stay in there forever? It's not. You can already feel that it's not. You can already feel like it's time, like it's ready. You can already tell your body's going through the aches and everything. Like you already know you're in like pre-labor. You just know it's any minute now. But the echo of it, it's like a memory, right? And somehow, much like a lot of us do, like when you're about to jump off the cliff, right? You're the fool, and you're about to jump off that cliff. You might take a look back. Just like when you're going to college and your parents are dropping you off and you're so fucking ready for this, but you feel something one last time when you give them that hug, when you watch them drive away. It's that echo of something, right? And they're saying it's time, like this, even the echo of it gets to leave because it's run its course. The healing that provided, that moment of being able to say goodbye to the old, that's even done. Because it's ran its course. A distant kiss. I wish of all wishes that you were here Through sunlight and rain, I need you near. I'm going to use a personal example. My mom had come down and she was helping me out, right, for a little bit because I needed a vehicle. And I'm going to get a vehicle, but like I'm using hers right now. So she stayed. It was like, if you're going to come down here, stay, see everybody. And I told you all, this was like in the after party, but I'm going to get a little bit of it right now. Like it went really, really well. Like we didn't have moments where there were maybe one or two moments where I was like irritated, and it wasn't at her. It wasn't between the two of us. I was just in a mood. And so we weren't setting each other off or anything else like that. We weren't getting on each other's nerves. Things went really, really fucking well. Like it's almost as if, because things were rough when my father was in his death process. It was exceptionally rough. We didn't always get along, and like you just can't be in that type of a imprisonment for that long and it not create issues within the household. And to watch slowly someone dying and feel parts of yourself getting lost. And it's like, there's shit that just, and I was so ready as an adult. Like, I'm ready to be back off on my own with my kids, me and my kids, all that kind of stuff. I rushed through what felt like rushing through because I was having to do everything. I mean, it was several months. My mom got sick right after my dad passed, and then I had to get the house ready and everything else like that. And so by the time I came, like, I was just ready to get out of there. And then even beyond that, even when I visited and saw her, I was still in the whole, like, just let me get life going kind of thing. I was still purging all the crap that I had accumulated during that process. Like my body had a lot of trauma that I held on to so that I could keep it the fuck together during that period. And even though I wasn't always the best at keeping it together, I'm just gonna be honest, but I managed. Like it was the only way I could survive. And so I had to purge everything. So I never really had appropriate closure with my mom, right? And who wants to carry that into the next little bit? So it's almost as if she came down right after things had finally gotten really settled with me, really good, meaning that I had felt like I was done with the purge. I was at peace with the process. I was ready for the next step and not pushing it. I was just observing. I was in that energy. And then she came in, and yes, I was like irritated with my car, but actually I wasn't. Because when it happened, I was like, you know what? It finally acted up for the last time. Any other time before, I was like, oh my gosh, why is it doing it? It just felt like one more thing. This time I was like, nope. Hey, mom, by the way, my car is done for. Can I go ahead and take you up on that offer? Like, it was nothing. It was fucking nothing. It didn't feel like, when I tell you I had a moment in January where it was like the last, like I must have given birth or something. I'm telling you what. It's that mom that's crying like, his baby's never. I had that because I got squeezed to the last little bit. And it came out of nowhere. And it wasn't even the car. So you would think that if I had had a moment like that in January, the car happening would have just sent me the fuck off. I was like, nope. It reminds me of like when you finally do go into labor, you're just so ready, you're like, okay, let's go. And like your significant other or anybody else who's taking you, they're like, oh my God, and you're just over here like, I'm gonna grab me some. You've done waited so motherfucking long. This bitch can wait a little bit longer. Yes, I just called the baby bitch. Okay, it's a loving term of endearment where I come from until it's not. You're like, I'm gonna get me a fucking sandwich. Oh, the baby's ready. You can wait. I'm gonna get my drink. And you just mosey out to the car, and you would, knowing damn good and well 3 days ago, you're like doing everything you could to try and give birth and force the birth and everything else. You know you were. You know the fuck you were. And then it comes and you're like, and you just go about it. So this whole like, it's like that last little bit after coming into that neutral energy piece where you're like, it still hasn't moved forward, but you're like, okay. It allowed you to say goodbye to something. And I feel like that's what happened. Isn't it nice to have wrapped up that whole period of my life with my mother in a that where the traumas we were experiencing and enduring, because taking care of someone who has dementia and is slowly dying and having so many health issues over an extended period of time is traumatic. The people that deal with this is why nurses and doctors and everybody else gets so burnt out, social workers, everything, because it's a lot. It's a fucking lot. I'm just going to tell you. Like, I was able to kind of wrap up that phase without that energy still being present, without it looming over us. It was just us. We weren't being influenced in our behaviors by our circumstances or like the goal to hurry up and get somewhere. We just, and everything. And she left after 2 weeks. Like nothing felt, I wasn't like in a hurry to send her off. I wasn't, whatever that was. It was a way to say goodbye. It was healing. Even though it seemed so minuscule and innocent, because nothing massive happened. My children got to spend time with their Momo. They got to, do all kinds of stuff. She got to go out with all kinds of friends. In fact, she got to do more with all the people that she loves here in those 2 weeks than she did before she left. It felt so hurried and it felt so like, you know what I mean? It was good for her and it was good for me. So whether you realize or not, that last little bit, that echo was very healing, but it's done now. And in all honesty, whatever this is, because I feel like that ties in somehow to the person. Like, I'm sure my mother would misses. She misses. Like, we lived together for so long. We were so used to it. She loves the hustle and bustle of my children because they're loud. The amount that she gets to help out and do things. My sister's kids are older. I mean, I have some older kids, but mine are just, and like when they don't have the same kind of habits and little quirks with their grandmother like my kids do, because she was around periodically, but not much during their younger years. She lived several states away, several thousand miles away. So like, her time with them. So they were like, the dynamic is just different. And there's something beautiful and familiar about that old dynamic. But whatever happened, this last little bit has allowed you to somehow really say goodbye. Because just last week, we were talking about you're going to get a moment to say goodbye. Do it now. Because once the whirlwind starts, you won't get to. And that's kind of like what that is. Like that whole scenario with my mom was a moment to wrap it up and send it off with love. That whole last decade of mine and my kids' life. Because we didn't really get to do that in the moment. And you didn't get to do that in the healing. And it didn't have to be with another person necessarily, right? Like, you could have done that on your own, but they're going to miss this. It literally says, I wish of all wishes that you were here. Through sunlight and rain, I need you near. Somebody in the past, this person that might get jealous, and don't get me wrong, I feel like it's going to be more than one person, but okay. But there's probably somebody particular in the little group of people who when you've been the leverage for someone to gauge how they feel about themselves for quite some time, and they realize that you're finally fully moving on and you're able to let go too easily, and their antics and anything they say no longer influences you. It doesn't even elicit a response. They lack the control. This jealousy, even if you were able to go through, let's say, I'm not saying my mom does this, guys, but let's use my mom as an example. Let's say I'm so ready to finally move on. And she's like, no, like she's still hanging on to how things used to be, right? If she was like, why don't we do this, this, and this? And I'm like, no. Like, it's all too easy for me to say no, because guess what? This whole new whatever that's happening right now with this page of swords, that's about to happen. And it's all too easy for me to say no. And what if she didn't like it? What if she got angry with it and then she said stuff to people, or she said something to me, right? What if she was like, oh, but even when you needed me, I was there for you. Like, and again, I'm not saying my mom would do that right now, guys. But let's play this out. Let's say, what if? Like, everything that I went through, like that goodbye period allowed me to wrap that shit up. It's run its course for me, and I can tell it, and it's all played out. It's not going to happen. It's not going to work. I've already said goodbye to that with love. So, hence the coffin. You've already said goodbye. You literally just said your goodbye. I don't know everybody, think about it. Think about it since the last time I've mentioned, like, that reading where Spirit was like, now's your time. You take that moment, because once it starts, you won't be able to. It's going to go from there. And that's literally what these cards are saying. They're like, it was like saying goodbye to the old self, right? People are like there may be people that you have left behind already, and they're still not going to like what you doing well. Because here's the thing, maybe they're not big in your life right now, or maybe they don't have much influence, but at least they felt like they were doing better, right? They had something up on you. What if, and maybe them doing better than you, or feeling like they did better than you, is what kept them in your life. What if, when you no longer need them because you're doing well on your own, they can feel that, they know that? That could be for somebody. There's a reason if they prompt me to talk about that situation, they're the one that gave me the whole, like, the last 2 weeks, like, maybe there's someone like that in your life. Maybe there's someone that has been able to maintain their presence in your life because somehow they were in a higher position than you, in a more authoritative, it had more influence, or was doing better. And when this happens, they won't have that leverage anymore. And you'll see it, you'll notice it. And you'll have people who maybe kept you as a friend because at least there was somebody they felt like didn't do better than them. I mean, there's really this theme of this, there's a lot of narcissists that are that way. A narcissist can be very, very nice. They can, and charming, as long as they feel like they have the one up in a situation. But as soon as you start operating out of their purview or their control, they'll lose their shit. It'll come out. Message. Yeah. They want me to, I got to, Synchronicities. This message marks a change from imprisonment. Whatever kept you stuck and imprisoned in life, that's changing. Like this message, this information marks the moment that you are no longer beholden to something else, that other influences are blocking you. That is changing. This message marks that change for you. What is this message then? Let's talk about the different ways how this message can, for different people. It feels like something that was delayed that you've been waiting on. For someone, you might have been waiting for a message and something, because message of concern can either be about getting information you don't want to hear or just delays, a delay, period. And something that you've been expecting, consciously expecting, has been delayed. So this message is about that. For some, it could be a new house, like a move. And for others, it could be new stability. I want to clarify that though, and then we'll regroup and then ask again. It's something that you kept missing. Like it's almost like either somebody interfered with it and messed it up for you, or you would get distracted and mess it up yourself, or some type of opportunity that you kept missing. So either somebody interfered, because we've always got this lady here who's distracting him so this can happen, right? So you miss out on something. It's like a missed opportunity, losing someone almost like the delay, like stealing time. The delay came from whatever this was. So if there's been a person that constantly got in the way of you being able to achieve something because either something always happened in their life and so they took precedent, or because they actually meddled and interfered with something, they're not going to be able to do that now. That's what this gift is. It's like they interfered with a gift that was meant for you, something that was coming in, an opportunity, a golden opportunity is what I just heard. And in one form or fashion, they interfered with that. So this could even be someone who has made it so that you couldn't move, right? Like maybe there was, like you were trying to move and they blocked that. Like let's say you're getting a divorce and you want to sell the house to move out, and so they dragged it out in court where you couldn't sell the house, and so you can't move until you can sell the house because that's the leverage you're going to use to get the new house. That kind of shit. Like someone playing little games. And so, yeah. Whatever was delayed that you've been waiting and waiting and waiting. It's like waiting for that fucking give birth. Okay. Anything else you want to say about that? So there's a person that's been interfering. I could go to say a situation or circumstance, but usually if there's a situation or circumstance, there's people behind it. Okay? Let's talk more about this. How are you going to go out in the middle of the week and you got I just put this bitch back in. They're like, no, leave this one out too. I'm so sorry. This message is a message of fucking change. Period, point blank. Like the official person here is always like, can act like an exclamation point. Like this thing is like, when they say it, they're like, no, change. It's a message that changes shit. Okay. And it's official means it's official. Now, this could come about by, again, the official person could also be the one that has the authority. They're the one in the situation of leverage to make the change, right? So this could be like the judge in that little weird scenario I said, where you're trying to move and this other fucker, the judge is like, you deny, you don't get to extend this anymore. I'm denying this motion. I'm going to make a judgment. Bitch, don't get to interfere no more, do they? Mm-mm. Or this is like change exclamation point. A change. Like this is like when they're trying to make a fucking point. There is a change in your wealth, in your money, because this is always about money, success, and status. We're going to leave the change out because obviously that's very important. Like it goes hand in hand with the message. So for somebody, got any good juicy details for anybody? Because right now it's happening and it's going to happen quick. Things are going to happen fairly. Oh my God. I was looking at the siren and said things are going to happen quick and fairly easily. What did I tell you? Your money is getting elevated. Your status is getting elevated. You're getting the recognition that you deserved. Sudden wealth and high honor. There's a change in someone's money status. Abso-fucking-lutely. Anything else? Official person came out again. We'll just leave this motherfucker out also. This is something very brand new. Something new. Like it's happening. This new beginning is happening. This change is bringing in this new beginning, period, fucking point blank. This message is the catalyst. Can we know exactly? We're still like, and remember I was talking earlier, I was like, they want to know just today, something about today, which gave me the idea of like 24 hours, 40 hours in the max, right? Well, just, I always give a little leeway because, good Lord, we're talking about humans that might be involved in this. Now, they want me to leave this like this. Kipper is not meant to be read in reverse. So if there's a mature man that has been in the fucking way, that's who's being removed. Like, if they have been the thing that's been causing these issues for you, if at any point they've been the obstruction from you, because you've got the mature man is also like very wizened. That's why like he's worldly. And we've been getting like the world is going to open up to you, and this person has interfered at points. They no longer can interfere. I get like the world card energy with that. These two are a pair. And at one point we had them as like, there's like two individuals, right? Mature man, mature woman. And I said it definitely could be somebody's parents. In this situation, I would say if there's parental figures or a couple that has been giving you issues, something about the masculine, the mature man, he's not going to be able to stand in the way. He may not be in favor of things, but he can't stand in the way. And something about the feminine being like, they're not really against you. They may support because they're connected to this, but you'll be pleasantly surprised at how supportive the feminine energy is going to be, despite this motherfucker not liking it. And for others, it's weird because like, and the top of it doesn't make sense to me. Like, it doesn't apply to me. So that's how I know it's not for me. But they brought up my situation again. And I don't like to predict death by any means. And I don't, although there has been an occasion where I've done that on live for somebody. And they came back later like, oh, you know, that was this. I was like, oh shit. I try really hard not to, I'm like, I don't want, So I want to say, when they showed me this, when the feminine came out, it was almost like kind of like my scenario where my father's not here. He's removed from the picture. Of course, it's because he has passed, but my mom is, right? This could be somebody I will just stick with being removed as an obstacle, and someone else will still be a present, but there could be health issues for somebody that comes in. And that's what removes them as a, okay. Yeah. And that was a reading about 2 months ago. I was like, somebody who holds on to such negative energy might succumb to, like it finally takes a toll on their body. And when they're out, when they're having to focus on themselves and their illness and everything else like that, they're not able to project those things onto you, right? And so that could be a particular, because I'm like, why would you bring that up? Like, when it came out, I was like, And so I'm looking at the cards and I'm like, okay. Like, my major change, my official change already happened because he did pass. Like, okay, I get that. I'm like, so, I'm not going to say someone's going to do that, but it would be something like that that's permanent. Maybe that's what they're trying to say, that permanently removes them as being an obstacle. That's what we'll say. Because they know I wouldn't. I'd be like, what the fuck? That's why they likened it to my dad. I'm like, So I think those are the essences of that. Like, it's something that could permanently sideline somebody. Oh, I kind of feel like this is definitely for a feminine. There's a feminine. Oh, I know several of you in this situation. Holy shit. Okay. And you're on here right now. There's a situation where a father figure is the one that is predominantly the meddler, the instigator, the issue of things. The father of a feminine is what I'm going to say. And the mother is someone that's like a bystander of it. Like, not really supportive of their antics. Sometimes it's supportive of them because that's their husband kind of thing. And it's like somehow they get permanently, like, they are not the ones that, just know that you'll get more support from the feminine than the masculine, but the masculine really won't have the mature man won't have any leverage to interfere. So it's almost as if they get sidelined by this, like, it's that serious, like, they get jealous. They don't like the idea that they don't have that influence and stuff like that. And to be careful, because it's like, I think that if in this situation, you already know that you can't trust them. So that's like, this person who you can't trust is going to be they're going to get very jealous of this situation, and they might show their ass. Just know that whatever is happening, whether it's the thing that's coming through on this message, the offer, or if it's just that it puts you in a position, or like somehow they get side, like they don't have any influence. They're taken out of the influence, but you're still going to get support from the feminine. The feminine is not going to stand in the way. So this could be literally like an offer of something, some type of offer is coming through. The official person has the ability to like, this would be the hiring manager that says, I'm going to extend an offer for a job. This would be, official person could be that, like, it's on its way. It's happening. This new beginnings happening, that kind of thing. Right. And it's going to create massive change. So I'm going to say that's a case for somebody. For somebody else, absolutely. Privileged lady is who I said the siren is. So there's whoever, this is straight up a fucking job for somebody. A change in your occupation. that gives you, like, you get your freedom. And shit just seemingly happens to come so easily to you after this. Somebody's not going to like that. They're not going to like that you're going to be doing well. I told you all, the siren was like the lucky lady in this deck. And here she shows the fuck up with work. Just be prepared for it. But you know, it's almost as if the joy of what's going to happen is going to be so great, it'll drown out whatever letting go you have to do. I think that you're more than willing to do this. Anything else for anybody specifically here? Why again? I don't know. It feels like I kind of... Okay, this is a little different. I'm going to read this two different ways, guys. There's going to be a very specific message, and I don't even know if this person's on chat right now or watching right now, about how this is going to play out for them, okay? So for someone, there is going to be... Okay, for someone, there's going to be like an unexpected ability to move, because we have unexpected income, we have the high honor, which is like success, rewards. The high honor would absolutely be a job offer. Okay, so there might be like a move connected to some kind of job offer. I am specifically getting move with this, like change of environment with this one. And so that could absolutely happen. And it happens kind of like it's unexpected that this is going to pan out this way. And then the fucking mature man in reverse came out again. Again. And I wanted to know what it meant. And it comes out with the gift is great fortune. So like somehow this and then because I'm trying to I asked why the mature man came out again. So these cards are to clarify the mature man and why he's here again. Something about there's just a burst of money is what I want to say. A burst of a lot of great fortune, which we've already established. A lot of good things are going to be happening. They're just seemingly coming to you kind of thing. And it puts an end to their influence, this motherfucker's influence, because we take him being in reverse as like he's taken out of the equation. But I am also getting, and I am sorry that somebody may have already and that might be why they were bringing me up. Somebody may have already, I don't know who this is for, lost out like a mature male, either a father figure, I heard uncle, or a grandfather figure passed. There's a male figure that has already, I don't think this is a predictive thing, where they have passed, and maybe like if we've got the death card mixed with these two things, there's a level of inheritance that was meant to happen that didn't happen. And that may be the thing that gives you the momentum to move. So there may be a mature man that has passed. And from that, there will be a lot of great fortune because of their passing. To me, is like you might get something out of it. And if we're talking about a move, like an elevation, an unexpected income, that could very well be like money that's being left that you did not anticipate. Or it could be like a house if we're talking about a move. So I cannot ignore. And that might be why it came out again, because they're like, no, you didn't quite catch it. We really did mean. I think the other one, it's a definite. Someone's being removed, period, point blank. That is a definite. but there may be a older male figure in the family where something, because of their passing, is left to someone, and it gives you the leverage. It's like, if housing was an issue for you and you were thinking, oh, I got to get it. Remember, we were talking about this. I got to get a job. I got to get this kind of job so I can afford this stuff. And like Spirit's like, actually, you'll receive a home and you might have to move to get there. But because you received a home and you have to move to get there, everything else falls in place. You get the good paying job. You get the blah, blah, blah. Like everything else levels out. And so it's one of those things where it's like, to you in your logical mind, it doesn't seem like, how the fuck am I gonna find a house? That was even an example I fucking gave that day. It was like, no, they're like, no, you moving. Are you shitting me? What the fuck? I want to know who the fuck this is. Somebody be watching and not talking, because I don't know. This is definite. My nose is going crazy. Because you're like, no, I can't just up and move. Duh. I have to have the money. That's why I say the money. And like something about the housing might be taken care of first. In the most, and we said it, the most unexpected income of ways. Like you don't even see how this could happen. So somebody here may have some kind of fortune coming in because of family, somebody in the family that has passed, and it's a wild roundabout way, because it's like, no one ever wants to say, oh, like no one wishes for someone to, I mean, maybe there's somebody out there that does, I don't know. But like no one's like thinking that's the way, right? Like, and this could just be, I mean, yeah, we'll just leave it at that, because that came through and I'm like, oh, okay. But I would feel like you would know who this is, okay? Just FYI. Okay, now that I have gotten that one. Who, Kelsey? His stepdad was wealthy, but basically raised him. He died. It could. Holy shit. Well, that would make both of them go together, because the one before that with the parents incident, I was looking at you and another person on here. I was like, oh my God, that actually fits. Oh shit. I'm so glad you said that, because sometimes something like that sounds so fantastical. I'm like, and I'm over here going, I don't know anybody where that's happened. I want y'all to know that I said that. That's leverage. It's recorded, bitches. She said, I was like, I don't know anybody like this. She's like, could it be this has happened? And I'm like, I did not fucking know this. So see, I like that. That's how you know something was natural. It came through in the cards. Spirit's saying it. And oh my God, fucking let me know. Pathway. Okay. That was crazy way that just, I was like, this may be for one person. I'm like, this is one way. Oh, I don't predict down. Now in my family, I'll know when something's going to happen sometimes, but not like, I don't do that for other people. Okay, I'm paying attention, Spirit. What's going on? It's transformative. What's happening, which we already know, it's transformative, okay? It's going to transform this impoverished state that somebody's going through, okay? You've been waiting for this moment. You've been expecting it. You've had no choice but to wait and expect it. Okay, clarify. For somebody, this is all about a level of transformation or path is opening up where someone has been feeling like left out, as far as like isolated and alone. And you've just been waiting for something to happen. because we've got like, I'm going to give it two ways. We have this, we've been trying to figure out who this meeting is with. Who could bring in, who has the authority to bring this in? Official person. Who has the capacity, the ability to bring this in? And it could be somebody that's at a distance. And there's a meeting that occurs. Abso-fucking-lutely. This could be the idea of, I've been alone this entire time, and so you're just waiting. When am I going to find somebody that I connect with, that I actually want something with? And like, because of this, like, it's like a whole new path is lit up for you because you meet somebody. It's what you've been wanting. It brings in what you've been wanting. We're going to go down the romance route because this definitely feels like romance right now. I think we're doing it. Somebody's been thinking about you, and they've come in contact with you in one way or capacity, one way or another, because of an environment, whether it be work, business, your community, something like that. Community could be like even our little community here on YouTube, or like a chat group you're a part of, and it's like, that kind of thing. Like they come across you in that capacity, and they've been eyeballing you, and almost like they've been thinking about this. They've put thought into this, and they may want to go on a date. Like when we think of, because I'm looking at thoughts being like it's preoccupied their mind to a certain degree. And then we have Distant Horizons, which is about wishing, but it's also like playing in the field of possibilities. Distant Horizons is like how we envision things and like our dream or something like that. Hold on. I'm trying to decipher. Well, whoever has been eyeballing you has made up their mind. So, and it very well may be, we've talked about this before, someone at a distance, because Pathway card is all about that too. Why does this bring about change? That's what I want to know, because we do have Pathway, which is about transformation, and it's up here. It's like, this is going to change things. How does a... I'm going to put that back because I accidentally dropped that. That didn't feel quite like... That felt more. They rock up your routine. You've been in such a fucking pattern and rut, and it's like same day, same shit, different day, same shit, different day. And it's so monotonous, and oh my gosh, the energy of the introduction of this motherfucker coming in, this romantic person, takes you out of this toil and labor. Just like, God, it feels like, what when you feel like you're a robot going through the motions? You're just going through the motions in life. You're in your robot mode. And they're like, they take you out of that. That's the change. They shake up the energy, get you alive again. Fucking adjudication came out again. It's the solution. That's why I came back again. Because adjudication can either be making a decision or it's finding a solution to something. And it's like, they are the solution to this monotonous bullshit. Like, you've been trying to break free of this energy and this fucking same old sameness, and they come in ablaze, and it's like it puts you in this different energy, and it makes things more exciting. And you can fucking manifest. Yes, you fucking can when you're in your childlike, exciting, fun-loving energy. That's where you manifest from. That's where you make shit happen from. But you couldn't find a way to get yourself back into that type of energy, and they help you do that. So there you go. Anything else, Spirit? One last time. One last time. Okay, the coffin card was what stuck out, but it didn't come out all the way. I just wanted to look at it. Again, we had that related to the mature man that was in reverse. We do have like unexpected, and then this marriage is all about legal documents as well as commitments and agreements and contracts. And so with the coffin card, it could be the sense of it didn't come out all the way. It's almost like it wouldn't let me know, so I would relate this a little bit. But so for some of you, it could be like a will. Like estates can take a fucking shit ton of time. When they go into probate, I swear. Right? But for some, there's an unexpected contract coming in. So for you, it's either the unexpected higher level commitment or it's an unexpected agreement, like some kind of like. Tell me about the marriage card. I want you to. Can you all see what this is? Do you see that it's in reverse again? It came out and spun. This motherfucker. This fucking motherfucker. There's unexpected money coming. Kelsey, I cannot help but think about this now. I didn't even realize this. It's like the marriage card may be here because it could be. I don't want to pump somebody up and give them false information. I hate when I get in this kind of position because my human, when it comes around to something like this, has a touchy fucking, like everything is touchy that I talk about, but that's just like, like it almost feels disrespectful to talk about the dead old, you know what I mean? But when you're talking about marriage and you're saying he's a stepdad, it's like, oh, by marriage. By marriage. And then we got unexpected income. Like I literally put the motherfucker and I'm like, okay, who I said, what is the marriage card? Okay, we get it. Like I almost want to put this motherfucker out over here. There may be some type of contract or some type of, this could even be so that I pull back out for the general public here. If this is the motherfucker that's been interfering and been causing issues, and this could be this job offer, contract, or unexpected money comes in because this motherfucker no longer can interfere. So let's spin this for everybody again. It's like it comes in specifically because he can't interfere with it. They are removed. Or they're being shown for who they truly are. It's for feminine. That's for feminine. There's definitely a feminine involved. Okay, are we just going to go in circles? I feel like we're going in circles now. I feel like I've gone over all the different scenarios that I can. I don't want to like... Well, what's that mean? This one's being read a little differently. I've got this one right here. Somebody has had concerns and issues and difficulties around housing. Fucking point blank, period. Because we got concern, but then we also have message of concern. So it's almost like you've been in an anxiety state about your housing situation. And it seems like finding a solution or a resolution has either been delayed or you're getting nowhere because you keep getting either rejected, like message, you're getting information you don't want to hear, or it's just flat out been delayed, right? There's been some kind of like surrounding your home, something around the home. And this sudden wealth, suddenly like an opportunity, a contract, a lease will come up. Like there's something about that. Sudden wealth allows you to enter into a new, like this gets rid of the concerns. So if it's a contract, it's a contract. It could be a partnership. Like if you get into a partnership, like whatever this is allows you to not have, like it's the wealth allows you to, or maybe it's about maintaining. Maybe you were worried that you were going to get evicted. Like this could be all about like, because this wealth comes in, you don't have to worry about your housing situation. But whatever this is, but we do have the change. It could just be the money changes, so your worries about the housing. But whatever, I don't want to get too specific, because if you had issues and worries and concerns about your housing, this information coming in solves that. Okay. I don't know. I feel really good, guys. I feel really. You say that, Peter, and out the expectation card comes. Oh, delayed for years. And it's like, yeah, you've been waiting. You've been expecting this. You've been waiting. That liminal space, something flipped. I know something flipped. Did it go back? No, it's there. And you've been having to dredge through shit just to get through it, doing what you got to do to get through it. Jesus Christ. Absolutely. Okay. Yep, you've been in a state of fucking poverty, doing what the fuck you got to do while you've been waiting for this bullshit. Oh my God. Constantly feeling like you're doing without. Not able to get what you need. Remember I read this to you. We got the courtship card with the, I'm going to read the high honor card for you. I don't think I've ever done that one for you. Okay, now I know I found it the other day. Don't do this to me, Spirit. I'll leave it over there. I think this is going to be the last of the clarifying that we do. No, it's right there in front of my face because I'm a ding dong. Courtship card, remember, is all like new contacts, new partnerships, business meetings, business ventures, interviews, that kind of stuff, right? High honor, because I hear people give these explanations and they just give such simplistic shit, and I'm like, okay. Trophies, medals, honors, success, promotion, a raise, acing an exam, graduating college with honors. Someone is on their way up, socially or professionally. It can represent anything that's like high or tall. It's achievement, career advancement, recognition. Something that requires knowledge versus manual labor. So a specific skill set. A resolution of all difficulties. It elevates. That's why I call it the elevation card. It elevates you out of something. Okay. And it says, enjoy your moment. As the card signifies solving problems, and you are deserving of your awards. Personal and business meetings, arrangements, groups, encounters, new people, contacts, business meetings. Yeah. But what's funny also, I want to say, this also sounds like a siren, because it literally says attempting to seduce or talk someone into something. And that's what the siren does. She just kind of like calls something in, right? Which is the first card we ever fucking got. And it's like you're just pulling in all these accolades, rewards. That's a great way to end. Like it's just coming to you. All right. There was a ton of scenarios that I just gave you how this could happen. Okay. How's everybody doing? You're very welcome. What was the whole, let's see here. It's been nothing but I agree. Good energy. Why are people so obsessed with creating obstacles for others? All right. Okay. Well, I done everything settled in my thing. Anything else, guys? Are we good? Well, all right. Hope everybody has a fantastic, wonderful day. Let me know how things transpire, as always. Y'all have a good day. I'll see you possibly tomorrow. We'll see.